Our reporter inside Damascus has told us that fighting inside the Syrian capital is getting worse. The Free Syrian Army is now in control of the east and west entry points into the city, and there has been heavy fighting around the airport. It is now effectively closed to anything but military flights. Here is the latest now from Ahmed Zaidan, who spoke to us just a few minutes ago. Ahmed, I know you're reporting to us under some duress. If you would, describe the situation where you are. I understand you've been in and around Damascus for 3 weeks now.
Exactly, I am in Reef Damascus. Today there is heavy fighting is going on between the Free Syrian Army and the Syrian official army. Today we are talking about that the different and the several brigade of the Free Syrian Army try to attack the long way of Damascus airport, and they are engaging with the official army. According to Free Syrian Army, different several people have been killed and injured, and different tanks and armored vehicles have been destroyed on the Damascus airport way.
What percentage of Damascus is under the control of the Free Syrian Army, if you had to make an estimate?
It is difficult to give an exact figure, but according to my account, where I am here since for 1 month now, so I can talk about the most of the eastern Ghouta in Reef Damascus. I mean, the vast majority of this Al-Ghouta al-Sharqiyya, eastern Ghouta, is in the hand of the Free Syrian Army. Talking about the western Ghouta, now also it is maybe 50–60% of this Ghouta is in the hand of the Free Syrian Army. Now the official Syrian Army, the most important point is that the official Syrian Army, once he quit, once he lose any particular area in Reef Damascus, it is impossible for him to come back to that particular area. And the example is very clear in Jobar, which is heart of Damascus, which is a part of Damascus city, and they lost that Jobar maybe almost now 10 days before, and they tried their level best to recapture it, but they failed to do that.
How intense is the fighting for the Damascus airport, and could the Free Syrian Army theoretically take the Damascus airport?
In fact, Damascus airport is totally paralyzed. It's totally, just is not in operational, work. So since more than 2–3 months, Damascus airport is not working. And and you are witness that most of the Syrian officials who are trying to go outside of the city, they are trying to go to the outside world through the Beirut airport. Now, what is happening is that most of the plane which is landing in the airport is military plane, and there are of course civilian plane are landing, but it is landing without a proper license internationally, because the fire of the Free Syrian Army is very close to the airport. That's why yesterday some high officials from Free Syrian Army was telling us that there are Iranian plane are landing almost every 2–3 days, and also some reports talking about Algerian plane landing in the airport, bringing arms and ammunition for Bashar al-Assad regime, which we could not confirm it yet, but that's what some high officials of the Free Syrian Army told us.
The International Committee of the Red Cross has called for foreign powers to exert more influence to halt civilian casualties. Yves Dacourt is the organization's Director General. He joins me right here on the set. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you.
How many places right now inside Syria are your people, your teams operating?
You have to know we're working in Syria from day one, in fact, of the conflict. Our base is in Damascus, and we do every day some trip. Today my team is in Aleppo. There is another team in Homs a few days ago in Idlib. But I must say, each trip is extraordinarily difficult, because as your staff was just telling, you have multiple I would say front line, which means every time you have to negotiate for every front line to go through. It makes it very difficult for my team, but also imagine for Syrian people.
Yeah.
It's a very, very painful situation.
You're getting access, my understanding is you're getting access to both sides of this conflict. What are your teams reporting? What are they saying to you? How do they characterize what is going on in that country right now?
What my team are saying is that they've never seen such a level of violence. And the problem of violence, it doesn't stop. I think that's what they say. They say also that what is the most difficult is there is no solution, it seems, for people. You know, imagine you're a family in Syria. I mean, you're there in a village. You know that the situation is going on. You don't know when it will finish.
You're not a combatant. You're trying to get through the next day.
Exactly. That's what is happening. At the same time, it was a tough winter. The economic situation is very difficult. The level of violence is incredible. And it's a civil war. When it's about civil war, it's difficult because it's also about families. It's about, you know, your neighbors. It makes it extraordinarily difficult. And my problem is I still believe, and we still believe, that both sides think that they will win military, which is terrible.
There is some debate over what this is. Is it a civil war? Why do you just use the term? You call it a civil war. Tell me why from your point of view.
Then you have a war, of course. Internationally, you will call it a non-international war, because it's a war about the government against opposition, right, in a way. And that's very classical. But in fact, we call it civil also because it's involved, in a way, community directly, you know, and it involves community against each other. And so it's not that clear always, and it makes it very difficult. And you were talking about two sides. What my people are saying when they are on the ground is that, of course, they negotiate with government, but they negotiate also with rebels. But it's very diverse. Different agenda, different people, so it makes it very difficult.
So, from where you sit, what is it that you absolutely believe, to your core, is necessary to impact this situation in a positive way? What's needed? What do you believe?
And what's needed for Syria today would be an international convergence, that people will forget the division and try really to find a political situation. That solution, that's what is needed for Syria. Now, maybe it is a dream. Now, if I focus on the daily reality of Syrian, what I would ask is something very basic, is that, and we saw that medical hospital, medical facilities, ambulances, medical workers are respected, and really from both sides. And we need to have this respect within the conflict right now. Otherwise, for Syrian, the situation will be just unbearable.
Don't you need a humanitarian corridor? Don't you need the involvement of the international community to provide some kind of space for your people, your teams, and NGOs to do their job for the people, the civilians you've just talked about, and civilians, so that they can get from day to day?
Our view is you know, you need to work closely to where it's happening. Imagine if we would have corridor people protecting us. I mean, who would protect the Red Cross and the ICRC in Syria? Let's be honest. I mean, the people who protect us are the people, are the government, are the opposition. They need to be the one who respect and understand the needs to have an impartial, non-partisan humanitarian actions being there where it's happening.
I know your job is to be a realist, but I sense from you that there's a bit of an optimist strain in you. Where are we 6 months from now, even a year from now, if you want to look a little farther out, with respect to this conflict in Syria?
Okay, two mixed feelings, if I may. One, I really hope that there will be solutions, and we hope really, again, that the international community is able to bring its differences together, is able to bring the Security Council in order to really find solutions for this country. And this country needs to find a solution within the country. I'm convinced, with the help of the international community. That's one. On the other hand, on humanitarian, I would say, issues, I really hope that all impartial international organizations like mine, but others also, have access everywhere in the country. We need to have access.
Okay. Yves, it's great to talk to you. As you look at these pictures, it's such a horrible situation on the ground there in Syria. You're doing the best you can. It's good to see you. Yves Decourt is the Director General of the ICRC, here with us in Doha. Thank you.
Thank you.